Welcome, fighting game fans. Today we are going to delve into some amazing facts about Final Fight's legendary Japanese fan-based character Sodom. Making amazing appearances in the Street Fighter franchise, this character is more than meets the eye. Why is he dressed in Japanese attire? What does the symbols in his clothing mean? Without further ado, let me welcome you to the Sci-Punk feed. Meet Sodom, the quirky character from the Street Fighter universe. He's an American with a deep-seated obsession for all things Japanese, to the point where he genuinely believes he's a native of the land of the rising sun. Sodom is a walking encyclopedia of Japanese culture, but there's a delightful twist. His command of the Japanese language leaves much to be desired, evident in his costume adorned with kanji and some hilariously mangled win quotes. But there's more to Sodom than his love for Japan. At heart, he's a simple, foul-mouthed, and a tad narcissistic brute. He firmly subscribes to the might makes right philosophy, using his physical prowess to justify his aggressive antics. He's fiercely proud of his strength but can't let go of grudges, especially against Guy, who constantly reminds him that he can't match up to native Japanese fighters. In the earlier Street Fighter Alpha series, Sodom displayed a knack for belittling opponents he considered weak, while showing genuine respect for those he deemed strong, including his rival, Guy. His biases tilted towards native Japanese fighters like Honda and Ryu due to his Japanophile tendencies. However, in Alpha 3, Sodom clarified that his harsh comments weren't personal, indicating that he viewed street fighting as a sport and valued opponents based on their fighting skills. Despite his connection to the criminal underworld, Sodom held on to certain moral values. During his time dedicating himself to the resurrection of the Mad Gear Gang, he believed in their ideals of voluntary loyalty and kinship, recruiting new members through combat trials and respecting those who chose not to join. He also viewed M. Bison and Shadaloo as an even greater evil, leading to a temporary rift with his comrade Rolento over Shadaloo's base, later reconciled when Rolento revealed his intent to destroy the Psycho Drive, which conflicted with their ideals. In subsequent appearances after the Alpha series, Sodom appeared to have left his shady past behind, becoming an honest citizen. He opened a yakitori restaurant, and in Street Fighter 6, he ventured into the trucking business and befriended Honda. Here's a fascinating tidbit about Sodom. Did you know that in the North American and European versions of Final Fight and Street Fighter Alpha 2 for the SNES, Sodom was renamed Katana due to naming complications? It's a classic example of how localization can sometimes lead to intriguing alterations in character names. Here's another captivating fact about Sodom. His name is actually inspired by the renowned German thrash metal band, Sodom. The development team behind Final Fight were avid fans of the heavy metal music scene of that era, and this metal connection gave birth to one of gaming's most iconic characters. Here's an intriguing insight into Sodom's weaponry. His dual katanas, named Muramasa and Masamune, draw their inspiration from two legendary Japanese blacksmiths, Muramasa Sengo and Masamune Goro. Did you know that Sodom was originally intended to be one of the key ringleaders in Final Fight 2, where he played a pivotal role in the rise of Ratu as the Mad Gear leader, as per his storyline? However, his conspicuous absence from Final Fight 2 led to the belief that he had temporarily relinquished his position in the Mad Gear Gang. This intriguing twist could be a significant reason why Sodom made his debut appearance in the Street Fighter Alpha series. It's a captivating story of character evolution and transition from one iconic franchise to another. In a fascinating twist in his Street Fighter Alpha, Warrior's Dreams ending, Sodom unveils a scroll featuring Japanese kanji meant to read, Mad Gear. However, the kanji used in this context includes ma, do, gi, albeit with a slight miswriting, and forming the phonetic representation of Madogia instead of the expected Mad Gear. This seemingly nonsensical choice is actually a clever employment of ateji, a practice where kanji characters are used for their phonetic qualities rather than their literal meaning. It's a strategy often seen in the slogans and mottos of various Japanese gangs. Sodom's unique blend of Japanophilia and his unconventional use of language adds another layer of depth to his character. Sodom's character, deeply rooted in Japanophilia, aligns with the concept of the internet slang term weeaboo. This term originates from Wapanese, a derogatory description for non-Japanese individuals who exhibit an intense obsession with Japanese culture, to the extent of identifying themselves as native Japanese. Notably, weeaboo found its first mention on the controversial image board 4chan, which served as a Western counterpart to the Japanese message board 2chan. It's worth noting that Sodom's creation predates the earliest known use of this slang word, positioning him as a precursor to the portrayal of this stereotype in video games. In Street Fighter Alpha 2, the eye-catching truck featured in the background pays homage to the Taraku Ya-O series of films, known for their extravagant and flamboyant semi-trucks. It's a fun and subtle detail that adds an element of surprise and variety to the game's backdrop. Sodom shares intriguing similarities with Yoshimitsu from the Tekken and Soul Calibur series of 3D fighting games. Both don samurai-inspired armor and masks, wielding two swords in combat. Although Yoshimitsu hasn't always been dual-wielding, they share the distinction of appearing in two different game franchises, Sodom in Final Fight and Street Fighter, and Yoshimitsu in Tekken and Soul Calibur. What makes them particularly intriguing is their duality. They possess a serious and determined personality, yet often leave a goofy and comical impression on players. However, a significant distinction lies in their origins, with Yoshimitsu being genuinely Japanese while Sodom is not. It's a captivating comparison of two iconic characters with a blend of seriousness and humor, despite their different backgrounds. Thanks for tuning in to today's video, where we delved into the fascinating world of Sodom, the iconic character from the Street Fighter franchise. We explored his Japanophile tendencies, his name's origins, and even his intriguing connection to a certain truck in Street Fighter Alpha 2. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to our channel for more captivating gaming insights and trivia. And, as always, if you've got any more intriguing facts or characters you'd like us to explore, drop them in the comments below. For more gaming content, stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video. Until then, keep gaming and keep exploring the fascinating world of video game lore.